This year, the snow came in with abundance and has stayed around ever since. We've received more and more snow, and it has left a magical landscape for us here in Northern Ontario. As much as we love the snow, there's a lot to do once we get to the cabin, and a lot of snow to clear just for us to get in. Keith works on clearing out the end of the driveway so that we can drive the truck in, while I get a fire started to take away the chill in the cabin. Well, we are back at the cabin, and it is an absolute winter wonderland up here. There is so much snow. So thankfully, a couple weeks ago, Keith came up here and blew out all the snow in the driveway while we were visiting friends. So the amount of snow that we had to blow this time wasn't so terrible, but there's just mountains of snow everywhere. It is Family Day weekend here, which is a national holiday in Canada. So it's a 3-day weekend where we just get to celebrate family. So we came up, we've got some really fun plans while we're up here. We're going to enjoy our family time and enjoy this amazing winter we are having.
I always do the negative first, get it connected. Just use a screwdriver to get loose. I've got a little 10mm wrench up here. Tighten it down. The battery's off right now. Everything else is off right now. That's connected. This battery does not have a pre-charged resistor in it to charge the capacitors in the charge controller, so I always use this attached to the positive terminal. Power on my battery. Let that go through its startup cycle. You'll hear it click on. And you see that run light. Now if you zoom in here, hon, you see the tiniest little spark when I touch this. There it goes. It's like going in a blink of an eye. That's charging up the capacitor slowly. Turn the battery off so that everything's safe. And then I have likely a minute or two while those capacitors are still fully charged to connect my positive. And I do that the same way. Just loosely get it on there with this. Start Robertson. Tighten it on with the 10mm. Nothing too crazy tight. Once that's on, power back onto the battery. Do its little startup. Once that's on, power onto the charge controller inverter. It'll do its little thing. Fire up sequence. Little safety covers I put over top of the terminals down here, just to make sure no one touches them. That's on. That switch there turns on our fridge. This switch over here around the corner turns on the solar panels. Not that it matters, they're covered in 2 feet of snow. I'll turn them on anyway. And everything works now.
It takes us all evening to get the snow cleared so that we can move the truck around. We have gotten so much snow this year. It's a blessing as we love winter, but it also gives us a lot to do in clearing it. When that's done, we decide to take a break and go to our local provincial park and do a little skating in the forest. There are so many outdoor activities here, no matter the year, that it always keeps us busy. The kids love getting on their four wheelers or getting behind one of our four wheelers on the GT and just having a blast. It's so awesome to be able to see kids outdoors these days, so we're so thankful to have this area for them to enjoy that. The next chore on the list is to clear off all of the snow from the solar panels so that we can hopefully get a little bit of charge in the battery with whatever sunlight we get at this time of year. It's essential that we get as much snow cleared now because we are expecting another 20 to 40 centimeters throughout the weekend. A huge storm will be coming tomorrow, so getting that snow cleared now needs to happen. But it is not all work and no play around here. Definitely, when we are up here, we are making sure that fun things are happening. So Keith is going to tie up the GT behind the four-wheeler and take the kids for a little spin. All right, so it's time to get dinner on, and I've got these two beautiful racks of ribs with me. I would normally have them on the fire for 2 to 3 hours so they're nice and tender, but the snow outside is crazy. We're expecting up to 40 centimeters today, so I'm keeping a fire going that warm to cook the ribs thoroughly is kind of not sustainable. So what we're going to do is we are going to boil them down and then get them on the fire so that they are nice and tender and fall off the bone. Getting a fire going in the snow is definitely different than trying to get one done in the summer. It takes a little extra care of making sure that you have lots of tinder and lots of kindling, and then just caring for it while it gets going. I honestly think there's nothing more magical than a fire in the wintertime, though. Once these ribs have been boiling for about 45 minutes, I'm just going to add a homemade rib rub onto them, and then we're going to wrap them up and get them on the fire. Then we will keep these ribs on the fire for about 45 minutes to an hour, and then they are juicy and tender and fall off the bone. Well, it has snowed a good 4 to 5 inches overnight, and it is just dumping down snow right now. We are absolute snow lovers, so we're really enjoying this, and we're going to be outside the majority of the day just soaking up all this snow. But we're also going to be working on shoveling and clearing out the laneways a bit, because now that there's so much more snow, it's kind of blocked us in a bit. So we will be looking after that. I mean, being up here in the winter, that's kind of what we do. But it's also, this winter has been incredible for the amount of snow that we've gotten, which again, we love this, but I know there's a lot of people that don't. So I just think it's wonderfully beautiful seeing the snow come down on the trees. And I mean, and the pile of it that's around is just, it's gorgeous, and it's so peaceful that we love it here. So plan for today is clearing snow, enjoying the snow, and chopping lots of wood so that we can go back in and be nice and cozy and warm. Come here, Sparrow. Sparrow. I grew up with my father making homemade burgers on the barbecue. So I've taken his recipe and amended it a little bit with some Montreal steak spice, and now this is a treat that we have at the cabin all the time. So I just chop up one purple onion, put in some Montreal steak spice, put half a cup of oats, and 2 eggs. I mix it all together and just squish them into nice patties. And then I'll freeze them for about 20 minutes to a half an hour just to let them settle in. And then we'll get them on the grill.
crabs.
That would have been better down in the bottom, but anyway.
But
All right, so it's time to get dinner on, and our absolute favorite place to cook is outside on a fire. So no matter the weather, that's where we're cooking. So one of our favorite things to cook up here is homemade burgers. So I've previously made homemade burgers, as you've seen, and we're gonna go ahead, get this fire started, and get those burgers on the fire.
sibling. Because there was a better word for it. Sibling.
All right, so it is a cold one out this morning. It is minus 19 degrees Celsius, which is minus 2 degrees Fahrenheit. They say it feels like minus 28. It is one of those squeaky, crunchy snow days. So it's blue skies out today, which is amazing. We got just dumped on with snow yesterday. We are going to head out today and go ice fishing. So unfortunately, we had planned on getting all of our gear borrowed from one of Keith's relatives on our way up. Unfortunately, that didn't turn out. So my son has been asking to go ice fishing for a while now. I haven't been since I was a child. My husband's the same. So it's not something that we're very proficient at, but we're going to give it a try. So we're going to work with what we have. So we're shortening down our regular fishing rods. We do have some ice fishing lures that we're going to use. And we're just going to go out there with a chainsaw, cut a hole up, and give it a try. And if it's something that he enjoys, then in the future, we'll invest in the gear that we need. But for now, we're just going to work with what we have and hopefully just have a good time and not freeze in the process.
Okay. I'm very but excited.
It's unfortunate we weren't able to make that work. There was just so much slush on the ice and water on top of the ice that we could not get the chainsaw to go through everything and to get down to the actual ice of the lake. So we most definitely needed an auger, which we did not have. So this ice fishing trip was canceled pretty quickly. It's also incredibly cold out. So we're going to go back to the cabin and warm up. If you're interested in seeing our cabin build or a full cabin tour, make sure you check out our other videos. I'll have our cabin tour linked here. If you're looking for a full explanation of our solar system, I also have a video that I will link in the comments. Enjoy this chilly weather, and I will see you guys next time.